Hey, welcome to Backstage Class, the class for getting longer lasting updos. This will be delivered to you bi-weekly if you are a subscriber of the mailing list. And this week is all about how to get a longer lasting waterfall braid. As you know, a lot of waterfall braids, some of the hair is only fed through. So if it got caught on a wedding day, or if someone was going out to an event, if they were having some sort of waterfall braid, usually I think waterfall braids you tend to find at weddings, and because it's got to stay in for so long, I've got a little technique to help you make sure that it doesn't budge and it stays in place. This doll is from Lamage. This is the Karina doll, so she's slightly shorter. I like to demo on hair that isn't probably the easiest to work with. So this is a slightly shorter doll. I've already gone ahead and works it as if we were doing someone that might be a little bit older, that wants a little bit more root lift. So I've put a bobble section here with the horseshoe, or the area where you would create height. So I like to call this section the horseshoe when I'm doing any training. And then you can pull this, so you can make it smooth. You can put a lot more back combing if you want to go a bit more princess. There's loads of different ways you can finish that off. And then I've started this waterfall braid on one side. So it's important when you're doing your waterfall braid to pick out the lighter section. So if someone's got any lighter pieces going through the hair, particularly on dark hair, because that doesn't tend to have as much definition. So if you can get some of the lighter shades of brown coming out, it'll just make the waterfall look all that more detailed. So I'm going to show you on the other side my little technique for making this last longer. So she's been styled. I've used some of the Weller Body Crafter and setting spray. The combo of those two works really well for creating grit. One thing you don't want the hair to be is too slippy. This doll's head's quite coarse, but I wouldn't say it was the thickest of doll's heads to work with. And there, so as you prepare in the front, this is going to be draped round, and depending on what your client wants, you might want to leave some more out at the front or something. I'm going to take a little bit out there so it's a little bit softer. And then we're going to take the hair in the direction we want it to go, because that will prevent any bagging anywhere, which we don't really want, because that'll give us too much tidying up to do. So I'm kind of taking the hair in the direction that we want it to go. You can pull this out more if you want more of a drape and you want it a lot softer. So I'll do this with a French, but obviously you can do this with a fishtail. If you want to go fishtail, you can also go Dutch. So I'm going to start off our braid first. And then I'm going to take a tiny section here, which is just the continuation of the fringe. After that, we're not picking up anything from the top. So I'm going to take out a section there and then leave that to hang down, but then carry the rest across. So we're leaving, we're not picking up any from the top. I'm still following the shape of that horseshoe section in the top. The next one that comes up, I'm taking a piece out of there and taking that up. And then I'm going to pick up from underneath instead and bring that in. Now I'm going right underneath the braid so you can't see any pickup. So it camouflages and then it will hold the braid to the head. And then because this is coming through, even though that's there, you've got another section that's carried through. Stop that coming too loose. If you just have this part on its own, it's really, really easy for that to slip out and come up. I didn't drop a section there. Talking too much and forgot. So that bit's a little bit puny, so we want the longer. Obviously if the hair's shorter as well, you want the longer section, so let's go somewhere in the middle of that piece. Something slightly longer, pick up from underneath so that our sections aren't going too thin on the braid. And just keep following that around exactly the same. So I'm going to continue this across the bobble sections, then we camouflage that bobble. So you see now that the braid is pretty much staying in place, and then we're going to fan this out a little bit. So I'm holding the end of the braid and just pulling this out. And you can do this as messy or as smooth as you like. I'm trying to keep this a bit tidier just so it makes this braid look much thicker. that is a little bit small. And that is our braided section. So then this now will go underneath the other side and lift the waterfall sections of there. And then we're going to pop a hairpin into the side, and then that will then hide that other piece. So then the two kind of blend in together. It looks nice and thick, it's not moving anywhere, and it's going to stay put. And then you can, because this is anchored to the head a bit more, if you need to put accessories or anything, it will hold a bit better as well. And that is my tip for keeping your waterfall braiding much longer. Braid. I hope you found it useful. I know that this technique will last in the hair for at least 2 days, so it does last really well. If you've enjoyed this today, please be sure to drop me a message or come over onto Instagram and comment and let me know what you would like to see on Backstage Class. We've got another one coming in 2 weeks, so I'll be filtering through your messages and we'll be preparing something that is catered for what you need to learn at home to make your updos last longer. Thanks very much for watching, and I will see you again in 2 weeks.